This is Angela. Carl Reiner died last night at 98 years old. I've been thinking about him a lot lately because I knew he was almost 100. And he's a part of my childhood that I will never forget. I don't remember seeing him, of course, on the Show of Shows because I wasn't born yet. That was where he first got his start with Mel Brooks. That's when they first got to be friends in the early 50s. And he is the person that wrote, directed, and came up with the concept for the Dick Van Dyke Show, which is one of my favorite shows. I've watched every Dick Van Dyke 3 or 4 times. And the pilot, Carl Reiner, actually played the part of Dick Van Dyke. But the network decided they didn't want to use him. They'd rather use Dick, because Dick had such a great physical comedy, which Carl didn't have. But Carl Reiner played the boss on Dick Van Dyke, the one that was the one that was, I forget his name, Alan Brady. But anyway, back to Carl. He was just a wonderful guy. He sang, directed, wrote, acted. He pretty much gave Steve Martin his start. He produced and directed The Jerk and 4 of Steve Martin's first movies that put him on the map. And he was married for 64 years to an actress, and her famous line in Hollywood was, "I'll have some of what she's having." His wife was the lady in the movie When Harry Met Sally, and she was at the table. But he must have done something right, because he started off in the Bronx with a real poverty-stricken Jewish family, and he died worth $70 million. And I know it's not how much money that you make, but don't you know how proud his family was of him, that they came here with nothing, and this man became such a success, and was a good father to his 3 children, great sense of humor. And after his wife died, and his best friend Mel Brooks' wife died, they got together every single night and ate dinner at Carl Reiner's house, which I think is pretty neat. They would have takeout, and the housekeeper would serve them and clean up after them, and I'm sure that they just had the best time. Rest in peace, Carl Reiner, and thank you for the Dick Van Dyke Show, and all the other movies too, but especially Dick. God bless, Carl.